Hello everyone, my name is Melis and welcome to another video about Ashes of Creation. This game has been in open development and players have been able to play and test the game during Alpha 1 and now Alpha 2. The second phase of Alpha 2 has been running for about 6 weeks now, and Intrepid already suggested they would release a bigger update about every 6 weeks or so. So, on the 30th of January, one of these bigger updates released. In this video we shall go over the highlights of this update because there are simply too many changes to list them all. So let's begin. There has been an update to guilds! Finally we have the ability to invite more people to a guild than only 50. With the new guild level progression and skill tree, players can help their guild level up with experience, and skills from the skill tree can be applied to the guild, providing benefits such as buffs and increasing the capacity limit of players that can join the guild. The guild commodity vendor and guild commodities have also been added, allowing a way to get experience for the guild. An option for rank promotion and demotion has been added, as well as custom naming for guild roles, although this does not seem to be working quite just yet. I think if you are a leader of a guild or even just part of one, you will enjoy these guild changes. A few general updates that are worth mentioning include the following. Shrines are now automatically attuned to you when you get within range of them. This makes it so you no longer have to dismount and click on the shrine in order to be able to respawn there. Marketplace item listings now expire after 7 days. Any items you had up for sale can be reclaimed and you can relist them on the market again. Several changes have been made to mounts and caravans, such as performance, bug fixes, and additional sound effects. Freeholds now have a storage chest and an interactable bed that gives you a buff. The biggest changes of this update revolve around the desert zone. At the start of Phase 2, only a few changes were made to the desert, such as the towns being added. With this most recent update, we can enjoy multiple additions that make the desert feel a bit more complete. Several pocket dungeons or mini dungeons have been added to the desert. These are areas that are not quite dungeons, but still offer more risk and even unique gear drops. New enemies are ready to fight, such as elite enemies and the flying scarab hatchlings. For some reason I feel like these would be even more annoying than ravens. Whereas before there was practically no artisan nodes to be found in the desert, now there are several new resources to gather, including trees, flowers, ores, and huntable NPCs. A few resources from the Riverlands are now also available in the desert. Other new content in the desert includes new events, commissions, and treasure map locations. Something else that's clearly noticeable is the visual improvements and environment details. These are changes that help set the mood and feel of this biome. From the dust clouds to the heat effects to added trees and small enemy encampments, the desert finally feels alive. They also added unique lighting to some of the desert areas, which I'm not sure I'm a fan of yet. Perhaps it's just because I'm used to dark, gloomy areas in games and it will just have to grow on me. Overall, I'm quite pleased with all the changes to the desert, even if it's clear it is not yet finished. It gives the player more incentive to explore and do some adventuring on this part of the map. That's what I wanted to see, and it looks like we got it. With the changes made to the desert comes the addition of several new mounts. There is the Dynasty Beetle, which is a nice blue eye catcher for your mount collection. Then there is the Hippo, which has this tent-like construction on its back you can ride on. The Daystrider, which has a ground speed of 170% and also functions as a mule, allowing you to transport goods with it. Bone Strider, which if I'm not mistaken is the fastest ground mount in the game at the moment. The Sand Squall Crocodile, which as of this moment we don't know much about yet. And finally, the Glimmering Geode, which has a whopping 300% max health, and it just looks so pretty. Alright, those were the mounts. Another important topic within this update is the balancing changes to all classes. I'm not going to discuss these in detail, but feel free to pause the video to look at this footage from the patch notes. Most notably, there has been quite a bit of upheaval about the changes to the tank class. Many people already felt frustrated with playing a tank, since they were already feeling at a disadvantage compared to other players. Now, the Grit ability, which is basically your tank stance, has turned from a passive toggle into an active skill which you have to reactivate every time, and now also has a cost to use. I personally can't provide you with a good opinion on this, since I haven't tried the tank very much, but from my understanding, the noise surrounding this has been mostly negative. For both the tank as well as other classes, changes have been made to the amount of damage certain abilities do, but also buffs, status effects, audio, visuals, etc. Unfortunately, this would not be a proper alpha update if it didn't also come with bugs. Not these kinds of bugs, but more the game-breaking kind. Take a look at this for example. You see how fast this caravan is going near Winstead? This is not supposed to be happening, and I would advise everyone to not run caravans until this has been fixed, as it might be considered an exploit. Another bug pertains to the weapon skill tree. On my wand, for example, several skills have been deselected, and when I try to change it to how it was, I'm unable to confirm and save my settings. This next bug has to do with the health regeneration of mounts. Every time I log in, my Verdant Voyager's health, for example, is reset to 700 and the health will not replenish over time. You can heal the mount to full health, however, but it will be back to a low HP if you have to relog for any reason. Also, if you play a mage, such as me, it's kind of difficult to heal your own mount. I'm sure these will be fixed at some point, since at the time of making this video, it's been less than 24 hours since the service came back online. That concludes this update video for today. If you have any thoughts about the changes they made, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video, and if you would like to see more of my content in the future, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.